Hi, Ancile.Services here. I want to walk you through how to complete the background check to become a FedEx ground contracted delivery driver. That is a mouthful in itself. I want to make sure that it's easy and seamless for you to understand this process. You can do the background check on a mobile device or on a desktop. For this documentation, I am going to do it on the web. The mobile version is just as simple. You will verify some documents. You can take pictures of your driver's license on the mobile, and it's pretty seamless to do either or. Right now we're going to use the web version. This is a photo of what the email that you get that contains the background check is going to look like. As soon as you get it and you click the start button, this next page will appear. Once you sign in, I'm already signed in, but once you sign in, you will create a password. It'll give you a password that you can save and use for your future logins if you ever want to check on the status of your background check. To complete the background check, you will follow all the steps on the screen. As I said, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to create an account. It's not going to be personal information. It's just going to be generic information to show you how to get through all the steps. So the first step is putting in your country, which is the United States. Then you'll hit the next button. It's going to ask to confirm or go back to change. It will ask that on many pages. I know it can get a little frustrating, but you just have to confirm that what you put in is correct. With it being a background check, you want to make sure that everything that you enter is correct. If anything is entered wrong, it could cause delays in your background check and cause delays in getting you the position. This is the acknowledge statement so you understand that you are completing a background check. First Advantage is going to run the background check for you and go through all the details of your background check. Sorry if my words are getting jumbled. It's a lot to get out at one time. This is your consent. Just hit yes. I'm just going to put in our company name to make this easy for me. You would put your first and last name, make sure spelling is correct. Hit I consent. The next is a disclosure. You will get a copy of your background check emailed to you when it has completed, so you'll know that everything that's on there, if there's anything on it that you have discrepancies with, you can contact them and file a dispute to get things cleared up. If everything looks good to go, then you're good. Just hit next. More disclosures. California disclosure. The authorization, you must hit the check button here to receive a copy. If you do not hit the check, you will not receive a copy. Hit agree. You're going to sign and confirm. We're going to have your FMCSA clearinghouse consent. That is the consent for them to pull any previous drug testing and alcohol testing that you have had in the past. They'll get results. If there's any negative, it's going to throw up a red flag. If not, you'll be good to go. Hit next. Now it opens up the profile status. It's going to have information in here from my previous session. Just fill out your first name, your middle name, and your last name, and hit confirm that you've reviewed. And then hit next. It's going to ask, have you ever used any other legal name? Do you have a maiden name or any other name? If you do, click add another name. If you do not, click no other name. When's your birthday? Make sure you type this correctly. I'm going to put some generic birthday. You're going to hit confirm. It's going to ask for your phone number. Make sure you put in a very good phone number. Maybe I can just put a lot of 8s and see if that works. Oh, no, okay. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, need one more. Okay. All right. Moving on. Before your background check starts, you will be able to review everything that you have inputted. So if you did make a mistake, you'll be able to go back and edit it. So don't freak out if you accidentally put something in incorrectly. I'm going to hit next. The next pages is going to ask for your address history, and it's going to want 10 years of address history. Put in all of that information. When you're done, you hit next. It's going to ask your current address. I have my current address on here already, so I'm going to hit the back arrow. Whichever address you have on here that's your most recent address, hit select and then hit next. Confirm that your address is your current address. When did you start living at this address? I'm going to put in one random date. Okay, it's going to ask for 7 years of full employment history. If you've been at one job for over 7 years, you're in luck. You only have to put one job. If you've been at one job for a couple years, you're going to have to put 7 years of detailed history. If you do not have 7 years of employment history, you need to put any job that you have had, and then the rest of the 7 years, you need to put unemployed. That way, there is a 7-year range on there, whether you were employed or not. Going to hit currently employed and hit next and hit continue. It's going to ask me, where do I work? What's the address of the company that I work? And I'm going to put a random address. Can I have your permission to contact your current employer? You have to put yes on this. If you put no, it will delay your background check because they do check prior employment history. So make sure you hit yes, contact them. Who do you currently work for? Put your company name. Hit next. It's going to ask for who you report to. We're going to say, let's see if we can do this. Name. Just know that I am putting bogus information in here just to be able to show you this exercise. Sometimes the country code does not want to work. You may have to go down and find United States, which is +1, because if you manually type +1, sometimes it doesn't take it. The purpose of making this video is to show you where you may have hiccups and the answers to how to get through this background check. It is very tedious and it's going to ask lots of questions, but this is to make sure that you understand how the process works and how to get through it. It's going to ask for employment start date. Next, job title. This is very important. If you worked for a company and you did any kind of commercial driving, or you had to have a DOT physical to operate the vehicle you were driving, ensure that you click yes. If you did not, click no. The reason for leaving your company, whatever the reason may be. Were you subject to the federal motor carrier safety regulations? If you were, hit yes. If you were not, hit no. Next question, was your job designed as a safety-sensitive function in any DOT regulated mode subject to the drug and alcohol test requirements of 49 CFR Part 40? If it was, yes or no. Did this experience include driving under a contracted service provider with FedEx Ground's operating authority? If you've ever worked for FedEx Ground before for a contractor, you're going to hit yes and then hit next. Do you have any other employment you like to provide? I said that I worked at this company for so many years, I do not have to put any more. If you did not put 7 years max, you're going to have to click yes and put more employment. If your position required you to drive for a company business, you are required to submit your driver's license information below. Hit continue. I've already added a driver's license, so I'm going to hit select. If you had not, you would hit add new and put all of the information from your driver's license. Then you're going to hit next. Which state is your license in? Put your state. Your license information and class information. Ensure that you have something in the license class. If you have any mistakes on your driver's license, it's going to cause a delay in getting your motor vehicle check completed. Is it non-commercial or commercial? Any additional details on your driver's license. If you have endorsements, you need to put the expiration date. You need to put the status. The status is going to be active if it's active. If it's suspended, you're not going to be able to drive for FedEx. If it's expired, put it. You're not going to be able to drive right away, but you'll have to go get it taken care of. Any status that it is, the most common status is going to be active. Expiration date, of course. There, let's do that. I'm going to say there's an A endorsement. Initials. Have you ever been denied a license or permit or privilege to operate a motor vehicle? No. Any license, permit, or privilege ever been suspended? No. If the answer to either is yes, give details. If the answer is no to both of them, ensure that you put N/A. Hit next. Do you currently have any other valid driver's license? I do not. I'm going to hit no. If you do, you would hit yes and put in the information from your other driver's license if you have another one. Now we're going to read through these instructions. It's going to go over certain states have certain things that are required to disclose and certain states are required not to disclose certain things. Hit I understand. Have you ever been convicted of a crime other than a minor traffic violation? No. If you have, hit yes. Put as many details as you can. Failure to provide any information of anything that you've ever been convicted of can cause you not to be hired by FedEx. Thanks. Let's move on to identification. Now you're going to enter your social security number and re-enter it. Make sure that you enter it correctly with no errors, and then hit next. Now we moved on to the certificate of violations. Have you ever been convicted of or forfeited bond or collateral on any accounts? If you have, hit yes, fill out the details. If not, hit no. Certificate of violations e-sign. You're going to put in your first name, last name, social, date of birth, driver's license, and state. Make sure that all of that information is in there correctly. Then click I certify. Hit next. You're going to read this disclosure statement. Scroll all the way down. I think there's actually a checkbox here. I certify. And then hit next. Do you have any truck driving experience? If you do, hit yes. Fill out every single detail that you can put. If you do not have any truck driving experience, hit no. Do you have any motor coach driving experience? Same situation. If you do, hit yes. If you do not, hit no. Have you had an accident within the last 3 years? If you have, list as many details as possible. If you have not, click no. Have you had a traffic conviction or forfeiture? Oh gosh, today is not a good day for English. Within the last 3 years, you're going to hit yes or no. At this point, it's going to ask for experience or qualifications. If you have operated any motor vehicle in the past 5 years, it's going to ask you to put anything in this blank. If you've operated a box truck, if you've operated an Amazon van, if you've operated a cargo transit van, if you've operated a CDL tractor trailer, anything like that, it's going to ask you to put anything that you've operated. It's going to want the state that you've operated in first. So I'm going to list the state. If you've entered any courses, any training, if you have not, put NA. If you have any safe driving awards, you can list that. If you do not, you can put NA. Any trucking or transportation or experience that may help in this work, please list it here. I'm going to put NA. List courses and training. I'm going to put NA. Special equipment or technical materials that you can work with other than already shown. You could put like forklift or anything of that nature. If you don't have anything, make sure you put NA. Any blank that you do not have any information to put in, please put NA. That way the application sees that there's something in the field. You're going to click I certify and then hit next. Your final acknowledgement. Scroll down, you click I certify. It's going to put your signature. It's going to put the date that you signed it and click next. You're going to be asked to put in your gender. You have choices of male or female. Select which one and hit next. Please review all the information below. You're going to go through and look at the categories. If you know that they're all correct, you can continue by hitting next. No more edits can be made after this step. If you're unsure and want to check, you can go back and look at every single step. If you're positive that you've made no errors, go ahead and click next. Next, we'll see if you need any other documents. Click next. Click Submit Profile as it appears with everything that you need. Submit. It's going to submit your application. It'll show you where you're currently at, your background check is running, and you'll be going on from there. As your background check completes, you'll get updates via email, or you can log in to Profile Advantage to see what's going on. Again, as I said, this process is very tedious because it covers your background check, your motor vehicle check, and your employment history for the past 7 years. So that's where it's very detailed and very important that you put every bit of information in correctly. If you have any questions on how to do this process, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll help walk you through it. The mobile application is set up the same way, other than you'll be able to take a picture of your driver's license to verify your identity. It's very easy to use on mobile, just like web. It takes a person probably between 15 to 25 minutes to complete this background check, depending on how much history you have on there. It just took me about 16 minutes to get through it, and I did not put a whole lot of details through it. So just expect that going in. Make sure you have enough time set aside to complete it and get it done in a timely manner so we can get started and get everything going for you. I look forward to working with you, and I want to congratulate you on taking that first step to completing your background check for your FedEx position as a delivery driver. Good luck.